Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Please help me welcome my wonderful co-hosts for this amazing Sisters of the Mystical Tarot show. I have Allie of Heart and Soul Connected. I have Sherry of Voices from the Swan, and I have Val from Dragonfly Crystals Next Level Channeling. Hey!
Hey.
As I was saying before when we were backstage, thank goodness that we didn't lose any of you to the Rapture. I'm glad you're here. It would have been, a little bit of a struggle to try to put a show together
With no one watching.
With no one watching. So, we all.
Although I got to give credit to all the people who were really pranking folks about it by blowing their trumpets in the backyard or creating videos where the trumpet sounds and they slowly disappear from the screen. I thought, okay, these are people that are really taking this to the next level for.
Yes.
Yeah. It was great. I was laughing so hard earlier.
That's great.
It was. And you know what? I think that as much as we can giggle and laugh about it, we also have to keep in mind that today and tomorrow, over the next few days, there are going to be a lot of very, very emotionally scarred and hurt people who are going to be looking for answers, because the way that something like this is set up is no matter what they did, they would lose. Mm-hmm. So to have to deal with that. Yeah, we just have to hold a little bit of
people who either sold or gave away their homes, their cars, all their belongings. They emptied their bank accounts. It's so sad when you see that many people who get scammed into giving up their wealth, what little bit it may have been,
and October 1st is coming. The bills are due October 1st.
Yes, they are.
You don't have a whole lot of time. And yes, Kathleen, people actually did that. They did. There were several that I heard of that either gave things away or they sold their homes, they closed their bank accounts, sold their vehicles, sold everything they had, so that they could then have those funds available to minister to other people and to get other people to accept the fact that the rapture is coming.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You had people giving online instructions on TikTok of how to rapture safely. To don't hold on to anything in the real world, and make sure you have clean underwear on, and that your makeup is done, because when you start going up into the sky, look up, don't look down, because you'll get vertigo. Just look up. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, number one, if this was real and was to happen, it's your spirit that gets raptured, not the body that you're in. So all we would see would be a bunch of dead, lifeless bodies laying around everywhere, which, that's a pleasant thought, but it's funny, but it's heartbreaking at the same time.
And it's a scam that's happened more than once.
I'm
surprised. I wonder if we're going to see any people that just leave, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
there will be. That they were jumping out windows when they thought the stock market crashed.
Right, exactly.
So let's hope that they don't do that.
Yeah, people who aren't balanced too, emotionally balanced,
right,
can really have a hard time. But you know what? There's everyone out there. I'm sorry, there is no such thing as the rapture in the way that you have heard, or man has interpreted it to be. It is not about.
Actually, I read that it was an African minister who
Yeah.
predicted this
Initially,
and
yes.
initially, yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
here it is. Think of the rapture. Think of it in the Bible. Think of the rapture as
It's not in the
you-
Bible, though.
No, it's not.
It's
I'm
not.
just going to say, think of the rapture. If you were thinking of it biblically, think of it as
Yeah.
your enlightenment, your revelation
Raising
of
your consciousness.
your consciousness rising up. Because the second coming is you
Correct.
being it, what
Yeah.
you are, what
Christ
Jesus said you
consciousness.
were. That
Christ
you,
consciousness.
yes,
It
I
is
and my
just-
Father are one, and everything I do, you shall do and more. Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
And
He
part
was
of what
showing us
scripture
that-
does talk about is that even the disciples asked Jesus himself, when is this going to happen? Now that you're here and you've come and when can we expect to all be taken up? And Jesus told them, I don't even know the day or the time.
there
Nobody's
No one
supposed to tell
will
you.
ever know the day or the time.
That's not
Anytime
how.
someone tells you that, they're a fraud. And that's
it-
your first
if it's-
signal they're a fraud. Now,
Yeah.
that's only if you believe what that scripture says. And as someone who spent 10 years in that life believing that and teaching classes on it, it's amazing. There were a lot of scripture, Old and New Testament, who kind of tiptoed around it. And there's a lot of very vaguish language used. But even that it would depend on what interpretation that you were reading from as to
And how it
put
was,
it. Were
yeah,
you
how it was
in
translated from the
Old
original.
and
I'll
New
tell you,
Testament?
I just Googled it.
Hey,
So,
Carrie.
you know where the whole idea of the rapture comes from, supposedly, purportedly? Paul's letters in the New Testament, especially one Thessalonians 4:16-17, which speaks of believers being caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. That was interpreted incorrectly. And that's what that was all about. The word rapture itself is not in the Bible. It comes from the Latin word rapturo, a translation of the Greek haparozo, to seize and snatch away. There it is, folks. You heard it here. It's not in the
There you
Bible.
go.
That's right.
So I do want to say hello to some of the folks who have joined us. We kind of got into it real quick, but Kathleen, thank you for being here. Jane, Marieva, Carrie Fast. Hello, Carrie Fast. Annie Berger, Gordian Knott, Anita K, Carolyn Cooper, Juniper Vale, going up, Jackie B, Cindy L, Aileen Bernard, Brina 41, Terry Mullins, Butterfly Readings with Linda, Artist Liz, Louise Fote, Laura Hammond Davis, and I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. I'm trying to get to the top. Suzanne, hello Suzanne, Lois Tucker, and Linda Bishop.
Wow.
Okay, I think I've got everyone covered. Thank you, you guys for being here with us. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I have everyone's information listed in the description of the video. So after this, leave a comment on the video. Make sure that you go over to the ladies' channels on YouTube and subscribe from there, because sometimes if we do it just from a chat, it doesn't always take. So you think you're subscribed and you think, oh my God, look, I subscribe to those women and I've never heard anything back from them, because the algorithm kicks in. You're subscribed for a day and then it boots you.
And you don't even know.
And you don't even know. Yeah. So check your subscriptions every once in a while, just to make sure that you are still subscribed. Make sure that you've got the notification bell turned on, so that you'll know anytime you'll get at least a half-hour warning on anything that we're doing, and so on. So now we can get started, and Allie, I'll start with you. What's going on your channel that we can tell the good folk about?
Oh dear. Let's see. So tomorrow on, we're going to be talking about the A1 Atlas, whatever it is, on a show in the afternoon, which is about astral travels and things like that. And so, yeah. And I think I'm trying to think of this. I don't know. On Friday, I have a couple of shows to do. One with Scott's coming on with me, and Jeff is, and then I'm Valerie Bradshaw. She's going to talk about some astrology. But Saturday, I'm going to be on SYL.
SYL.
I'll be SNL on SYL. And yes. And yeah. And then I think Monday is Marina. I think we have our LSD show, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It's a groovy show. You should all.
It's a groovy one. No,
I love all the
sugar cubes are optional.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yes. That one is letting spirit drive, and that's when
for those who are old enough to remember, sugar cubes are optional.
Yes.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Yes.
Yeah, totally. And how about you, Val? What you got?
Oh, I have on Monday. Be sure to check this out. 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Eastern. I'm having Dr. Gail on. I'm going to interview her about her new book, How I Learned to Fly a Spaceship. And this is now available on Amazon, by the way. You can order it, and it has been since about the 1st of September. So we're going to talk about it. And I hear it's extremely cute, funny, and entertaining, as well as informative. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Looking forward to that.
Excellent.
And it's also illustrated by our very own Diana.
It's illustrated by Diana Bowles. I have seen some of the illustrations are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, as you know, Diana is a painter. She's an artist, and she did a phenomenal job because, of course, these concepts aren't things you have. Oh, let me look at it. No, it's not here. So, Dr. Gale had to describe it to Diana Bowles, and the concept had to be created, which is a very tough thing to do, but did a beautiful job. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And how about you, Sherry?
Well, let's see. We have Golden Girls tomorrow night, and Cleo is back, so that's exciting. Yes. And Friday, I have Diane G back on to do Akashic readings, past life type readings and stuff. She is such a sweet young lady. I really enjoyed her company when she came on the first time. And then Saturday is my date with Nate. We meet once a month on my channel and then once a month on his channel. So every 2 weeks you get us together. I'll also be a guest on Sun Psychic Gene's channel Saturday afternoon. And Bobby from Wild Raven Tarot will be my co-host for the slumber party. And then doing backstage for Arthur on Sunday. And
nice.
Laundry in between.
Laundry, yes. As time permits.
Sunday is laundry day for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those of you, I did post my schedule up and for the shows this week. And of course, there was a couple things that I messed up. One of them is I was scheduled to do a show on Arthur's channel at 7 p.m. Mountain this evening, but we have to reschedule as Arthur is not feeling well at all. So, send him a little bit of healing. And it's nothing serious, but he's just, under the weather. So, so we can do that. And yes, tomorrow I'll be hosting Golden Girls, and I had put on it plastered everywhere. We'll be on Sherry's channel. Well, Sherry just did the last one. So I don't know what I was looking at when I put together my list.
It's okay.
Yeah. So there's that. Tomorrow also I'll be on Val's channel. for messages for light workers, and it's episode 145.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Y'all getting up
And
there.
then, yeah. And on Saturday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be doing the 4-hour Shine Your Light event. So come on over. Some great people are going to be joining me, and we're going to have fun. It's always great energy to be in. And I will mention as well that all of us are available for readings. Please reach out. I know we also do. I think Allie has some classes. Val certainly has some classes. I do. So reach out
I'm
to
still working on mine.
yeah, and see what's available. It's just another tool in your tool chest. And I was telling people that please, on my website, marinasheartcentertarot.com. My prices, unfortunately, have to increase as of October. I've kept them at this rate for the last couple of years, and expenses are going up. So if you book a reading for any time in the future, and you pay for it this month, you're going to get it at the current rate. If you wait till after October 1st, then it's going to be at the higher rate. So yeah, Val's Dragonfly Crystals.store. Check out what Val has to offer. Get in touch with Allie, find out what she has to offer. Same thing with Sherry. Our emails are on our YouTube pages, and that kind of takes care of the business end of things. I hope I did not forget anything.
I approve. I don't want to adjourn, but what is it? The ayes have it, and I so declare it, or something. Yeah.
Oh! You second that motion?
I second that emotion.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. All right. yes, please. So, what the topic that I had picked for us today, and it's kind of dual, but fear of abundance. And it's amazing how often we have a fear of abundance, and more often than not, it is very subconscious. We don't realize that it's there. We just know that things tend to work out a certain way. And it goes very much in line with fear of success, because each one of them comes in with heightened responsibility, with being open to judgment, and so on. There's a lot of emotion that's involved in fear of abundance and fear of success. And one of the things that generally we might do ourselves, or the people around us might do, is a lot of self-sabotage without thinking about it. They're not doing it to sabotage you. It just is. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you decide that, okay, you're going to start you're going to monitor your food intake. You're not going to consume a whole lot of sugar and a whole lot of things that are not good for your body. And you want to do that because you want to be healthier, but also because you're trying to lose some weight. So a couple of weeks go by, and all of a sudden you start to lose weight. And you find yourself going to the grocery store and picking up a couple chocolate bars. You're craving a chocolate bar, or your husband comes home with a box of chocolates, or something that is kind of off your list. That is a way to self-sabotage without thinking about it, because you've put in some effort. You're starting to see success. You might have dropped 2, 3, 4 pounds, and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, wait a minute, this might be working. So that's when the craving comes in. Oh, I haven't had a chocolate bar in months and months. It's only a piece of chocolate, right? So there are um, a number of things that go along with this, like yes, subconsciously sabotaging success, that inability to enjoy good things, um, excessive caution, thinking that you're not capable of doing something when you know that you really are, and self-limiting beliefs that generally might go, to your childhood, and you might have a memory when you were successful at something as a child, and all of a sudden everyone's attention was on you for that. You won the spelling bee, so all of a sudden now you're the perfect speller. Everyone expects that you will never make a spelling mistake, right? And it doesn't feel good the first time that it happens, that you do. So there's a lot of stuff that goes with it. And I just wanted to read to you what I got was: fear of abundance describes a subconscious resistance or aversion to having more than enough of something, often stemming from an underlying scarcity mindset where resources are perceived as limited and competition is high. This fear can manifest as avoiding opportunities, sabotaging successes, or an inability to enjoy one's good fortune, even though abundance is generally seen as positive. So I think that it certainly gives us something to consider as we go forward, because I think a lot of us are finding those areas of success in our life, and I want to make sure that we succeed. And I say that for you as much as I do for myself, because I have recently encountered that, and it was like, what do I do now? What do I do now?
Yeah.
And so part of that, also the fear of abundance and with the fear of success, is certain things do crop up. And this one, I thought, and we have all dealt with it, and I'm sure that a lot of you in the chat have as well. And that is the impostor syndrome. The oh my gosh, all of a sudden, word is getting out there that I do tarot readings, and people are signing up and they're getting readings, and I'm not sure that I can actually deliver on what people are saying. I can't do that. And all of a sudden you start really limiting yourself, and you think that you're not good at what you do, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll try to reschedule appointments. You think you don't have the confidence in yourself that you did before, as you were working on getting your message or something out there. Now that it's out there, it's like, oh shit. Now, I didn't think anyone was paying attention, right? So I thought that we might take a look at that, sort of as, how each one of us has dealt with that. Like, is it something that is familiar? How did you overcome that? Or are you still dealing with it? And how are you dealing with it? So,
Excellent.
okay. Pipe in. Go ahead, Ali.
I just want to present also a book, if anyone's interested in reading it, which is by the great Carolyn Myss, M-Y-S-S, or Mace, I guess is how you say her name. She has a book out called Sacred Contracts. I read it in the early 2000s. And you can figure out your own archetypes, but everybody is two things anyway.
Yes.
The saboteur we have in us, and the prostitute. And sorry about that, but it's what you'll do for money.
Yes.
So many of us prostitute ourselves to a job every day, or to whatever it is that we're doing. So it doesn't mean you're loose or anything. It just means everybody does something to get something back.
Yes.
But it's very, very good. And I've seen the saboteur in my own life, in my brother-in-law's life. He was looking for a job. He wanted to hold out for a management position and make $15 an hour, even though he was a high school dropout. And he was just, that's what he was going to hold out for. He was going to sit there for the rest of his life because he couldn't get one. And somebody gave him one, and he didn't go to work. He got drunk the night before and didn't go in. There's a saboteur for you. Yeah. Yes. It was, my Keith and I were like, what's going on here? This is crazy. But I think for myself, it also can involve what somebody else in a perceived position of power thinks about what it is you're doing. And that was my hardest thing to pull away from. I remember my first year as an adjunct professor, and I met the chair or the professor, and she was brilliant. I mean, she probably went to a really great college, and I did too, but she didn't seem to think so. So she said, do you have a doctorate? And I said, no, I have a master's degree. Oh, and then she said, in English, right? Because I was teaching English classes. I said, no, actually, it's in the humanities and English. And she said, oh, you're one of those. Oh,
yeah. Wow, how disdainful.
Oh my God, I would never say that, do that to anybody. But
no.
I was thinking in my mind, I did realize she was just being a bitch, really.
Yeah.
But at first, my first job as a professor, and she's saying that to me, didn't instill a lot of confidence in it at the time, because I'm trying to prove myself I can do the job. But I can't even imagine somebody saying that to somebody brand new. And I was in my 40s. It wasn't like I was in my 20s. But it really did sabotage some of my confidence. That's what it sabotaged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny how people's reactions can be different.
Yeah.
Because I mean, mine would have been, I'll show you. That's
real. Well, after that, I was like,
you challenge me? Watch out.
Watch out, ladies. Yeah. And it was really weird. It was before the internet was pretty big. And she would make all her students come in with their papers and all the books that they got their references. She was going to go by one at a time to make sure that it was done right in the bibliography. And I thought, oy vey, this is crazy. She just was one. She must have been, she was just, I don't know. She was impressed with herself. I guess that was what.
That
obviously didn't have a life.
When you have to hold on to control that tightly, it's
it.
generally a fear of everything falling apart. Just one thing goes wrong, and that's it.
Yeah. Exactly. And a lot of them want to be called Dr. So-and-so.
Yes.
That are doctorates, and they will not allow you to call them anything. My name is Dr. So-and-so.
Yeah.
And I get mail that says, hello, Dr. Martin. I said, no, that's not me. My husband's a doctor, but I'm not. I don't impress anybody.
I'm a secretary, and I get emails all the time. Dr. Hinkle, I have a question about it. It's like, the first thing I say back is, well, first off, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professor. I'm not a teacher. I'm the secretary. So you ask me anything you want, but just call me Sherry,
And I am a doctor, Dr. Phillips. I have a PhD from Sedona University. I never use that. Would I ever? That's not me. I'm not going to use that.
Pretentious. They're some of these.
It's so pretentious. No, I don't say that, and I don't use that. It doesn't make any
because
difference.
a lot of people are that they're impressed by that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
that I'm.
I feel so pretentious.
It's like I am so much more than that title. That. Yeah. No.
I have call me out. I said, call me Allie. That's my name.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I have 15, 16-year-olds a little nervous about that. And I'm like, no way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who I am. It's just a name. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I love that. But I love was it your brother or your brother-in-law? The story was so perfect about him that's a textbook example of sabotaging yourself.
Oh yeah, my brother-in-law, what a crazy person. I mean,
Yes.
we were like, what are you doing?
He
Yeah,
finally gets it. High school dropout wants to be a manager. Finally
Right.
gets it, and he can't.
I like what Cole
right,
Mundy
can't get
says.
out of
I have a
bed.
lot of idiots. I have met a lot of idiots with titles.
Yes.
Worked for them.
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I just think
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Juniper Vale. I can't believe,
Cool.
you know, that's just ridiculous. Yeah. And I know that people that are doctors, they work hard for their title and all that. I'm not denigrating any of that, but you
I
know,
work for faculty that have more initials after their
Mhm.
names than
Mhm.
letters in their name.
right.
And 9 out of 10 of them have always been, oh, just call me
Yeah.
Sarah or Joe
Exactly.
or
You
Mohammed
can
or
call me
whatever
Al.
the hell
Yeah.
their name is.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Absolutely.
they have no pretense about it at all. I mean,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And how about you, Val? What's your take on this?
Oh man, you know, I have to say, it's really fear of responsibility. If I receive more, I will have to hold more. I will have to give more. I'll have to manage more. And the nervous system kicks in and says, "Oh, I'm overwhelmed." That is like one part of those things that you
It
have
is.
when have fear of abundance. And I would say for me, that would be my key thing. Oh, don't pile more on my plate.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
It would be that. And, you know, I think also it may even be a little bit of fear of loss where you believe something can be taken away.
Yeah. Waiting
But-
for the shoe to drop. Right.
Yeah, waiting
Yeah.
for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
This can't keep going because everything that goes up must come down.
Right.
So
Right.
those things. But you know, I did Google it, and here's the cure to all of that because I love this. The truth from the monad and the records about abundance is it's the natural current of the universe. So it's not a reward or a test, but a constant river that flows from the source.
Mhm.
Fear only appears when the mind identifies abundance as other rather than the very essence of what you already are. So the reframing of abundance, fear of abundance is not something to gain or hold. Abundance is the breath of spirit flowing through you. You are not being asked to carry a heavy treasure chest. You are being asked to open your hands so the river can pass through.
Mhm.
Love it.
That's
Let
it.
the river go over let the rock, water go over the rocks
Yes.
and around the corner. And there you go.
There you
Let it
go.
flow.
That's it. Just let it come.
Yep.
And,
Absolutely. And there is a good deal of that that fear of judgment and the responsibility that
is.
comes with it.
ability.
Because
That was
it's
for
like,
me.
it's like I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to announce to the world in kind of a spiritually that I am ready for all these things.
Yeah.
And then what the hell am I going to do when it comes?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than sitting back and saying, you know what, there's the fear of abundance, fear of success, that fear part of it limits everything that
Everything
you do.
else. Yes.
It
It puts roadblocks in your own way.
constricts fear.
Yeah. It does. It does.
Mhm.
And it's the ego's way of kind of almost keeping you in check. Don't you get too big for your britches. Don't you think that you can do this or that. Our natural state is one of joy and abundance. That is our natural state. We have been conditioned and taught most of our lives to see that as being something negative, when it is actually something very, very positive, right?
Yep.
Abundance. If I am abundant, rather than feeling that abundance can be lost at any moment, why not think of it in terms of, while I am abundant, or as I am abundant, it allows me to be able to share more with those around me. How long will it last? It will last until I decide it doesn't last anymore. Right? But we are in control.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there really isn't a whole lot to fear there, but yeah. Also want to mention the judgment portion of it. That's pretty important too, because none of us want to be judged by anyone else. And sometimes people are very they're very kind, they're very supportive, and then of course you run into those people who don't
Like
want to succeed. Yes, yeah, don't. Yeah, let's understand where we are in the scheme of values and whatnot. So they you have to be prepared to receive some of that judgment, where people like, really? Oh, you speak to spirit? Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I do. And because I speak to spirit, you might want to reconsider what you're just asking me.
Or what you're thinking.
Or what you're thinking. Yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah. So it's within our power to change that, and to say, there is more than enough for everyone. Some of those judgments come in when we think that there is only a finite amount of anything, when that is not
pretty much it. And because that cure is to realize it's flowing, it's just flowing through you, and just let it. Because it's just going to keep flowing. There's nothing that cuts it. It's not cutting itself up. It's always flowing.
Yeah.
So that's true. Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How about you, Sherry?
I had a great example in mind, and then the dog started barking, and somebody was at the door, and it was like everything went right out the window. I'm sitting there going, crap, what was I going to say? I mean, geez, I have shot my own self in the foot so many times over the years, I can't even count. I mean, everything from trying to lose weight, and then you start being successful at it. And yes, what do? You go out and celebrate with a piece of cake or an ice cream or a chocolate bar, whatever it is that's your weakness. And then convince yourself that, oh, I can eat a little bit every week or something. It's just a couple of bites. And then before you know it, you're right back in the same old, you're right back in the same old habits. Fear of abundance, I would say a lot of times that has come to me like when my channel started growing and everybody started saying, well, when are you going to have membership? When do you have membership? And I was excited and ready to do it. And the next thought was, if I do a membership, then I have to commit to doing certain things every month.
It ties you up for responsibility.
To compensate for somebody giving me monthly money to be a member to my channel. It's not a one-off. And so
it's responsibility.
That was scary. It's a responsibility. It was scary in the beginning, and it was scary to sit down and have to try to rework my time schedule to say, okay, right now is the way things are. I can do this, this, and this. And that's all that my time limit allows me between my job and other responsibilities. And then I get excited because I want to do other things, but it's like, I know I have to cut something off or postpone something for a little while in order to do the new thing, just because there aren't enough hours in the day, and I'm not home full time. I wish I was.
Yes.
Very much so. I'm ready for that day to get here. So, and then I can just do this full time and not have to worry about it. But over the years, I think of the jobs that I didn't take for fear of being in the management position. It was like, I don't want to be everyone's boss, because everybody hates the boss after a while, or there's always that one or two people that you've been close to that then want to take advantage of the fact that you're the boss. So now they think they can get away with crap, right? Because you're the boss now and we're buddies. And we just silly, ridiculous things like that. But then on the other hand, there's also that fear of, like you were saying, that fear of, oh my God, now people are scheduling readings with me, and what if I can't? What if I don't get anything? What if just it all goes blank? What do I do? And again, it's that fear of abundance, of wanting to put up blockage so that you can't just flow with what's happening,
That's almost like the fear of loss. Like you're not going to be able to handle the reading.
Right.
It's going to be
It's like, I'll be so humiliated, somebody pays me X amount of money to get a reading, and then I can't perform. It just doesn't come through, whatever, it's kind of like those clauses that a lot of athletes go through with performance clause.
Yes.
You have to perform up to a certain level on a regular basis, or you're in breach of contract, and you can lose your money and your sponsors and your this and your that and the other. And so we can box ourselves into a corner with that, so that we feel like there's no way out, and we build it up so strongly that it becomes more and more and more overwhelming, like Val was saying, oh my God, it's overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, it can cripple you. The fear that comes about can physically cripple you to not be able to function at anything. Because if you fail at this, that everyone's going to think you're a failure, and so you're going to fail at everything else you try to do.
Yes.
I have watched so many people over the years that I have known who were really talented or really good at doing different things, who literally self-sabotage themselves so that they don't have to meet expectations of what everyone else knows they're capable of doing. They are the only person who doesn't feel capable of doing it.
It takes a lot of bravery to put yourself out there. You have to
It
have
does.
self-worth to feel like, well, I don't care if not even one person watches. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it out there.
For yourself.
For yourself. It has to be for you, because at the end of the day, if you put it out there and give it your power to somebody else, it's not going to be a pretty thing. You're not
exactly.
Going to
yeah.
No.
Exactly.
And artist is, she says, I'm a procrastinator. Yes, that is one of the ways.
Me too.
that people.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, I when they assign a paper at the beginning of the
you
term,
do it the day before.
and I work on it all during the term. And people
Oh my
are like,
God, you're an overachiever.
I'm an overachiever. I am.
No, I'm the one that 2 days before that damn paper's due, I'm like pulling my hair out and staying up 24, 48 hours, trying to look everything up and get it written. I mean, I don't know why I do that to myself.
I do it to myself too.
All throughout school, I did it to myself. Every damn paper I had to turn in was a last minute paper and then when I get through it, I think, God, it wasn't better if I had just taken the time to do it,
That's sabotage.
And that's self-sabotage. And it's because your fear that if you do put in all that work all semester long to get that paper done, and then you turn it in and you get a D or a C on it, then you feel, or an F, God forbid, then you feel like a failure. It's like
But
I
you know
put in
what?
all these hours and all that work to fail, not realizing that the learning came from doing it as you went, because then the
Incremental,
information
yeah.
sticks with you,
Yes.
But
Um,
I was too bored, and it was boring to me, and I didn't want to do it. It wasn't
yeah,
for the grades, it wasn't for anything. It's just boring, and I didn't want to do it.
yeah.
I
And you
felt
know
A
that
lot
way.
of times that was it with me too. Yeah, I was not into the topic. It was like I could care less what it
Yeah.
is you want me to write about or practice for, or whatever the case may be. It was like, yeah, no.
Well, that's
And
what
one of the other things,
undergrad
Go
you're
ahead.
learning. Yeah, you're learning things that aren't valuable to you,
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
And
And
then, but when you're in a graduate program, most
Yeah.
of your classes are stuff that you
Be right back.
yeah, that is hard. But
Yeah.
you know what? I have to say, I never used any of those things. I mean, I was successful in what I was doing,
Mhm.
and I made a really good living from everything, but I never had to do any of that. I never,
Yeah.
I really did not do very much homework, to be honest
You're
with you.
just so brilliant, Val.
No, that's not it. That's not
No,
it. No. But
I think, yeah, you're being a little harsh on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
There
not
are
harsh
some
on myself.
people-
I'm not just unhappy, or I'm not proud, or what's the other? I'm not in any way, shape, or sense. What I'm saying is, you can be a person who can go through life just skimming the surface of those
My
things,
son did that.
make
Yeah.
to mark time to get to where you know you need to be, and it doesn't matter. You're already there. You're already doing what you need to do. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, sometimes even what looks like procrastination is that you only need to do so much of something, because that's not your main thing in life.
Yes.
What you'll be utilizing later, and it all turned out to be correct for me,
Yes.
oddly enough.
No, and that
If I disappear, it means the storm just hit. That's what my son was like. You have to come look at the skies. It's like these black boiling clouds just literally rolling
Oh my
towards
gosh.
us. I was like, holy crap.
uh-oh.
No.
I told him, I said, take some pictures of it so I can post it before we lose power.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's why I jumped up to run. I just wanted to go see for my.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
love
love that.
storms.
I like
I
to
love
go look.
storms. Me too.
Yeah,
I'd be outside listening to the
Yeah.
when we get done, I'm going to be on the porch waiting
Yeah.
until the rain hits
yeah.
and starts coming in on the porch,
I
and then
love
I'll come back inside. But
I love it. I'd be out there too.
And I did want to point out one of the things that goes along with, if you're the type of person that waits until the last minute to do something, whether it's a project at work, a project at school, whatnot, is it has to do with a little bit of not trusting your own abilities, not having faith that you could put this thing together, and you could do it, and you would put in the time investment. But when you do it at the last minute, it takes some of that responsibility off, so that if something happens and you don't get a good grade, it was like, well, I couldn't expect more. I put it together at the last minute.
I got a
Yeah.
D. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's all that matters,
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of getting that A that you well deserved,
Yes.
you settle for that D because, hey, I passed. That's good enough. Okay,
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or
I see it all the time.
you do. Yeah, you do it at the last minute, and you come out with a B or a B plus, and it's like, holy shit! Woo-hoo.
I know. I don't have to do it on time. I'll just do it late. It's because I always do good
Yeah.
or do well. They do good,
well.
not well. Yeah.
Yeah. English, you say, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I I get it. I get it. It's a lot of it is just recognizing some of the patterns and the things that we do to ourselves to subconsciously limit ourselves, so that we don't have to examine some of those parts of us that might be a little uncomfortable, or we don't have to think about, how would my life be different if I was abundant, if I was successful? What would people expect of me? What would I expect of myself? I would hope that what I would expect from myself would be the same thing that I expect from myself now, which is, be a good person, do good in the world, share what you have, and whatnot. I don't think that, if all of a sudden somehow I had $5 million to drop in my lap, I would like to think, yeah.
Come on over.
She's going to give all of us a loan.
I would like to think that it wouldn't change me, that I am settled enough and know myself well enough,
right,
that it wouldn't have the impact that it might on maybe someone who hasn't taken the time to kind of do a lot of that internal work to recognize.
Yeah, this really is a lot about saboteur in its shadow.
Yes.
We don't even know we do it. We know we do it, but we don't know why we do it. It's like this internal conflict. But we don't want to look at our shadow because it's embarrassing. It's not, so that's exactly right, Marina, with the money thing. You'd like to think I'm smart enough and I can handle that. But I've seen a show where all these people got all this money and it was gone like within 2 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Or people were knocking at the door. I need money. Can you give me, and I don't think anybody, this one guy bought all these cars and houses and then he had to go bankrupt,
But there's the opposite side of that coin, you guys. And I know somebody very close to me who is like this, where you are a millionaire and you watch every penny.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Because your father said when you were in high school,
that's the miser
you will
money.
never amount to anything.
Right.
Your brother will have all the money and you won't have anything.
Right.
So then what happened is they go, they made money like you wouldn't believe it, saved every cent.
Yes.
So,
and then it goes to some college or some.
That's what I'm trying to say, because you can't take it with you. But
there are a lot of wonderful foundations and universities across the world who have benefited from some pissed off teenager who went out and made a fortune and decided, well, my family ain't getting it because they didn't earn it.
So he did everything he could to prove his father wrong.
Yep.
And to
spent his whole life doing it too.
He did. He spent his whole life doing it. But even now, if he spends a little too much, a little too much, he'll have
anxiety.
Now, what's the good? Where's the balance in that?
I know. Well, that's another.
You got all the money. Enjoy it.
Yeah. It's Ebenezer Scrooge, really, right?
Yeah. It's just like people who have won a lot of money or gotten large sums of money, who then sock it away in the bank and they never change their lifestyle. You would never know they had it.
That's
unless they
don't like that.
They don't drive around like they're millionaires, but they
Sam Walton drove his old beat up pickup truck, know.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah. Warren Buffett still lives
He's
in the
living
same house that he bought.
The same house, that he's lived in with his wife. I mean, from eons ago.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves is another one. He with the exception of a couple of really expensive motorcycles that he's bought over the years, he drives the same vehicle, his bikes. He lives in a simple little house. You would never know that the man was worth millions upon millions of dollars. And it may be an apartment. I don't remember, but I know a lot of, he doesn't dress like
No.
he's.
And he gives away his money to the,
He gives away a lot of it. Yeah, he pays his people well, and when he's on movies and stuff, he makes sure those on the set and then the that provide the lunches every day, that come in and clean the toilets at night, whatever, that they all get bonuses and they get special stuff because of the hard work they do. And because of that, people bend over backwards to go back to work for him because he treats them well.
Well, Taylor Swift, look what she's done.
She does the same thing.
Yeah. When you don't lose your humanity and you have money, but you treat it as though it were it's facilitating things.
Yeah, it's supposed to flow.
Facilitation.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence, when she got her first big check from Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That big movie that she really raked it in.
Yeah.
First thing she did was she went and gave millions of dollars to the local children's cancer hospital back home where she was from.
Yep.
Nobody knew about it until years later. And she still hung out and was best friends with a kid that she grew up with who was had what do you call it? Damn it, Down syndrome. And when she got to be famous, he said something to her mother about, well, she'll never talk to me again. And and her mother told her, and she was like I don't talk to him all the time already. I don't think so. He's my best friend, So I mean, it's
a lot of those people,
when it does go to them, that they don't change who they are on the inside.
That's because they have a good foundation of exactly who they are, so that when that abundance does come in, it is they can acknowledge it as, okay, this is coming to me. I am grateful for it. Now I can do something with it. And that usually that is a sign of those people who have done their work, and it doesn't change them. It doesn't affect them.
Those are the people who did their jobs, whether it's in the arts or whatever, because they felt they desired it. It was their heart's desire. It wasn't for the money.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And they're the ones that will stay late for extra rehearsals and will work even when they're sick or injured, and who will, you hear about people that are in, especially in the entertainment business, those that are the divas, but then those that, who you would never know, but they get up and go to work every day, even with a fever, or even with a, sprained arm or a broken foot, or, they just muddle through. This is my job. This is what I do. I love what I do. This is what I chose to do. I'm going to do it well. And it shows in what performances they put out. Whether if you like them as an actor or not, or like their music or not, it doesn't matter. If it's something coming from the heart that they truly embrace as, this is what I'm meant to do, then it shows, it shows in how they treat others. And
you know what? I just Gold Monday. Yeah, you are considering the rare exceptions rather than the norm. So I'm not sure if you're responding to something someone else said or to our discussion. They do sound like rare exceptions. When if we remember, there was a time when we were more community based, where we looked after each other, each according to their need, and we did things sort of communally to make sure that everyone had what they needed.
Yeah,
and I think as we've gotten more into the modern world, where we gave up a sense of we and started thinking about me, that we lost a lot of that. So we're surprised when we encounter it in other people, and we see them as being the exceptions, when really that's kind of how we should that's how we should all be. And it
I agree.
it is there for us. It is there for us to access, to live in that state, if that is what we choose to do. And you do, you make a conscious choice to do that. But look at it this way: you can carry on and do things exactly the way that you've been doing. And if you're unhappy with the way that things are going,
Change it.
Change it. Give this a try. You got nothing to lose, right? And at the end of it, you could say, yeah, you know what? All that positive thinking, man, I gave that crap a chance, and nothing
Didn't
good
work.
happened. It didn't work. Yeah.
Yep. And that happens sometimes. Shit happened. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you everyone for joining us and for being here with us. And thank you, Allie and Val and Sherry.
Yes.
And
Thank you, Marina.
You're welcome. You know how much I enjoy doing this. And what do we have next? Will be on Sherry's channel, and that will be October 1st.
All right.
October 1st.
Can you imagine? Jeez. What?
Hello.
Are you sure? Are you guys sure? Yeah. Okay.
The year's almost over. What?
I know.
I'd like to talk to the timekeeper. I think someone has screwed things up.
Somebody's been messing with the clocks again, y'all. I'm telling you.
Exactly. So thank you, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the different shows throughout the week. So take care, all. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.